So the next thing is packages and docs. And we're going to actually look at packages and docs and then look at using libraries and look more closely at go build, go install, and importing. And so that's again just sort of like how does this stuff all work together. And then we're going to review that. And then we're going to start looking at kind of code. So a lot of this stuff is, you know, hey, how does Go work and how do we read documentation? And when I was first starting out, you know, with Go, which was only 9 months ago, but even until, you know, just until the summer training, I was like, how do I read the documentation, right? Because the documentation was just like, I don't quite get all that. And so I really wanted to give a strong foundation of finding our way around and finding answers so that, you know, you can find answers more easily. So let's take a look at using packages and docs or whatever this presentation is about. I think that's what it's about. So the first thing to know is that packages, you could just think of packages as folders, right? And we already looked at folder organization already, but just as a folder can contain more folders and files, so too a package can contain more packages and files. And that might seem totally like, oh, I completely get that. That's a no-brainer. But, you know, Go, it does have such a opinionated way of doing things, right? Like your folder structure being a certain way, that for me at first it was kind of hard, like, gosh, how do I organize packages, right? And what's the difference between a package and a library? And it's really just folder organization. And so there is that idiomatic way, not starting with numbers like I already pointed out, but it's just using folders is basically what it is. So I did use the numbers, of course, right, for sequential, but that's not an idiomatic way to do it. So the unique name of a package is the path after the source folder. So that's something that was like an aha moment for me. So unique name of the package is the path after the source folder. And so you saw when we went and got the code for, you know, well, that'll become more clear in a moment. I actually have screenshots of that. It'll make more sense in a moment. So I did like that for sequentially storing code. And if we look at the Go source code, aka the software development kit, to see how it is organized using packages, we get a good example of how to organize our code. And so this is everything under source for them. We saw that already. And here's more from the Go source code. See how it's organized using packages, right? Remember, you can think of packages just as another name for folders. Just as folder can contain more folders and files, so too a package. I'm beating this into the ground. Packages equals folders. And then this is all connected. So if you go to godoc.org documents, but godoc.org documents the Go language, and knows how the URL corresponds with the package being documented. So the package here is net HTTP, right? And so if I go to godoc.org, and type in net HTTP, I get the net HTTP package. If I type in format, I get the format package. There's also this. And so at first I was like, wait a minute, godoc.org format, golang.org package format. And that's exactly the same. Package format implements format.io, package format implements format.io. Did I already go over this? Difference between godoc.org and golang.org? I did, right?
Not to the extent, I mean.
Okay, so godoc.org has code from anybody, and including the original SDK from Google. Golang.org only has the Google SDK, okay? And so I could find code from anybody up here. So if I wanted that Julian Schmidt router, you know, and here it is. And there's the path to that package right there. And if I came over here and put that in, moment of truth, right, there's the package HTTP router. And the unique name, right, the package name, the unique name would be github.com/Julian Schmidt/HTTP router. But I could find the documentation there for godoc at godoc.org. I couldn't find that right here, right? Golang.org is only the Google code SDK, the Go SDK, that's it. Godoc.org is everybody, right? So Godoc, all docs. Golang, only Golang, right? So that's the difference. And then at the terminal, there's also, we could look up packages on the terminal too. So we type in go help, and we could do go help topic or go help command. And I'm just having a moment here where I'm totally spacing, like, what is it? Oh, go doc, and then it brought up the doc for that, right? I put in the Julian Schmidt thing. And so go doc at the terminal is kind of pretty much what you get at godoc.org. So go doc in that terminal, or just go doc format, right? And then there's the format package. So there's 3 places you can look for documentation. Go doc, either the website, godoc.org, or the terminal go doc, right? Type it in the terminal, and then golang. But the thing being here is, like, here's the package name, right? So the package name. And this talks about godoc documents, the Go language. And you can see how the URL corresponds with the package being documented. So the net HTTP, godoc.org/net HTTP, we have source, net, HTTP, right? So we're kind of going into the folder structure after source. And if this was somebody other than, the SDK, under source we would have what folder? GitHub.com, and then we'd have their username, and then we would have their other folders. So what would be the name of this package? What would or what is this package? So what would be, what's the unique name for this package? Can you guys see that? You want to make it bigger?
Yeah.
What's the unique name for that package? Huh?
So this is part of the SDK, so this is a built-in.
Yeah, so what is that package? How would you refer to it?
Is it just cookie jar by itself, or do you have to have the
So when you, that's
path,
great.
the rest of the path?
So when you import it,
Import it.
what do you put for the import statement? Import, it's going to be net/HTTP/cookie jar.
Okay.
And then when you use it, it'll just be cookie jar dot, right? You don't need that other stuff. And then the path for looking that up at godoc.org will be net HTTP cookie jar at godoc.org.
So when you look it up and then you want to use it, it automatically puts it into that location?
When you look it up and you want to use it,
And
You import it.
when you import it, it'll create that location for it? I don't have to...
no, that's already in the SDK.
Oh, it's already in
Yeah,
there?
that's in
It
the
says point,
SDK.
find it
Oh.
over here.
Yeah, so if you're using cookie jar, it's going to have an import statement, net HTTP cookie jar.
Okay. That's
And then I want to scroll down in the code here, but
Sure.
let's go look at it.
everything in godoc.org is already loaded into
At golang.org, everything at Golang, because it's the
Okay.
SDK. But here we have net HTTP cookie jar.
Is that HNet?
Because you're in godoc.org,
HNet.
so that's right.
Oh, thanks. Typo. And then let's see. Just looking for an example. No example. Let's try format. So here you can see is the format package, and you import net HTTP, but when you use it, it's just http.get. It's just this last part that you're using, http.post. Anyhow, so the main takeaway here is just understanding that the thing that you import is everything after the source file, right? So if I wanted to import just that, right? I need to do github.com/goes11/golang training/09 pointers, right? And then that would import it. Or if I want to go get that, that's how I go get it. So that's the unique package name, okay? So the unique package name is everything after the source folder, and everything after the source folder right here, right, in the Go SDK, it would be net/http/cookie jar. So it's kind of cool to look through the SDK and just think, wow, we have a net, URL. What can that do? Or a net HTTP, or net mail, or net SMTP. Just to look at the source code and the different packages and think, wow, this is built in. What can I do with it? I think, is there a net? Well, there's clients in there. HTTP client would be the client. And then go look at the docs to see what can be done. So this is what I'm trying to convey. The unique package name is determined by the path after the source folder. So you can see up there the source folder, and then I've got net, and then I have URL. All right, and that's what I import. You second to grok it, you got it? And here's the same source code in Finder. Same thing, unique package name is the folder name after the source folder. Right, so I'm in user local go, and then source, and then net, and URL. Right, net URL. And there's net URL. So just pointing out package name and how the import statement gets determined. And if you use go get, what do you type in to get it, right? So here's some code from my workspace. What is the name, the full unique name of this package? Don't you hate it when you go to get chapstick and it pulls the whole plug out?
Schmidt, HTTP router.
GitHub.com, Julian Schmidt, HTTP router. That's right. Does that make sense to everybody? Cool. Everything after the source folder. This is Golang's way of namespacing. So this describes namespace and namespacing, and we already talked about it. Anybody have any questions about namespacing?
So it looked like your source for the golang, or the Go's implementation of these integrated libraries, I guess, is under, looks like it's under yours, but it's not, is it? When I'm looking at it, it's under external libraries.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, it looked like from that example, it was in your individual docs, but it's not, is it?
Yeah, because I just scrolled the window up or
Oh.
something.
Oh,
And I don't know
okay.
what my scroll bar actually shows. It's all the way at the top right there. I don't know how I got that shot.
Well, that's just, oh, yeah, I see what you're.
But I was running out of room, so I think I did.
Because it's under the user local directory. That's where those are at. The packages for the built-in.
I think I went like that.
Okay.
And I probably just didn't have any other files up here up top. I just opened up the SDK on its own or something, so it looks like it's the top level.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
So they are in another location? Is
Yeah,
that right?
yeah,
Okay.
not in my source folder,
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
not
or
in your
whatever.
source.
They're down here under that. So anybody have questions about namespaces and unique namespacing? You guys all get that idea? This describes it if you need to look at it. Given this namespace / package name, so source, GitHub, Julian Schmidt, HTTP router, ready for the next question? We can find documentation, I thought it was a question, about that code on godoc.org, so GitHub, Julian Schmidt, HTTP router. And that's the import statement that we would use to use the code in our code, import github.com, Julian Schmidt, HTTP router. So I want you to start seeing how it's connected, right? Like the workspace with the source folder, and then everything after the source folder is all your code and all the code from everybody else in the world, right?
That you go get.
That you go get, yeah. And then under that source folder, you got a domain for a folder like github.com, and then you have a username, and then you have the code of that user, keeping it absolutely unique, right? And if I go to godoc.org, I can find the documentation for that public code, and maybe there's some really crappy code out there where they made the code accessible on GitHub but didn't put their docs. I don't know how you get docs up here. Maybe it just automatically is, scanning GitHub and pulling out the comments, because that's how you generate docs. But I think maybe there's some other way you're supposed to say, okay, here's my documentation. I don't know. I haven't done that yet. But the main thing is like how your workspace uniquely creates these namespaces for your code. You could then go get other people's code. It's uniquely namespace and it comes down into your computer. You can then go to GoDoc and use their unique namespace to look at the docs. And then you could import that using their unique namespace and you bring that into your program and you can use it, you know. Now, a little caveat that I asked about at the summer training, in which Caleb and I talked about, was when you go get other people's code, this is code. This is code. And it's code with strong network capabilities, right? So look it over before you use somebody else's code, right? Like, what are you going to be running on your machine? And, you know, so as you become more familiar, you'll be able to look and just say, okay, yeah, that's good. So this is what I just explained, but remember how we organize our code, remember go get, it's all connected, right? So that's sort of the package names and namespacing and all that. So we already talked about godoc.org versus golang.org versus godoc at the terminal. I mainly use godoc.org as it includes the packages of others. And at the godoc.org, it also has, like, I think little bits of code that sometimes godoc doesn't. You have to put in a flag to see it on godoc. So godoc.org, you know, this basically talks about what I just talked about, the difference between golang.org and godoc.org. Golang.org, you won't find Julian Schmidt because that's only the Google SDK for Go. Godoc.org, you will find Julian Schmidt stuff. So I use godoc.org. Here's some information about package naming. And I was like, okay, well, how do I actually name packages? First statement in Go source file must be package name, where name is the package default name for imports. Default name for imports. Go's convention is the package name is the last element of the import path. The package imported as crypto rot13 should be named rot13. Cool. Executable commands must always use package main. Okay, there's no requirement that package names be unique across all packages linked into a single binary, only that the import paths, their full names, be unique. So see effective Go to learn more about Go's naming conventions. So we could go, I don't know, just take a little look at effective Go. And here's names, package names. Names are as important in Go as in any other language. They even have semantic effect. The visibility of a name outside a package is determined by whether its first character is uppercase. Cool, we've learned that, right? The visibility of a name outside a package is determined by whether its first character is uppercase. It's therefore worth spending a little time talking about naming conventions in Go programs. When a package is imported, the package name becomes an accessor for the contents. After import bytes, the importing package can talk about bytes.buffer. It's helpful if everyone using the package can use the same name to refer to its contents, which implies that the package name should be good. Short, concise, evocative. Right? I really like that. I like the fact that they use the word evocative. Like, that's a great word. By convention, packages are given lowercase single word names. There should be no need for underscores or mixed caps. Lowercase single word names, right? No need for underscores or mixed caps. So my number, starting off with my number, that's not a word. Using underscore, that's not right. See you, Carson. Err on the side of brevity, since everyone using your package will be typing that name. And don't worry about collisions a priori, so before the fact. The package name is only the default name for imports. It need not be unique across all source code. In the rare case of collision, the importing package can choose a different name to use locally. So you could alias a package name. So right in front of the package, you could just drop some other name, and then that's the name you use for referring to it in code. In any case, confusion is rare because the file name is important. In the import determines just which package is being used. So the naming is actually really hard, I found. Like, I like that saying, there's two hard things in programming, clearing cache and naming things. But so it's kind of fun to read about it, and that's the effective Go is what we just looked at there. So how do you search for packages, libraries? You could search godoc, right? So if I wanted to find UUID, I just go to godoc and search for UUID. It's universally unique ID, and it brings up different packages that have UUID, and so I can read about them. And this is the one that we are using this summer. So review, packages are pretty much like folders, but you know, there's this entire namespacing thing that comes in, an entire sort of Go way of like naming, short, concise, evocative, single words, all lowercase, no need for mixed caps, no needs for underscores. Like, okay, cool, that's going to be hard, right? But, you try to find them. And we talked about namespaces, and we talked about the different documentation places and package names and package paths, searching for packages. And then here's the whole review, what we've learned so far, the review. And it's been a lot. So 3 days of class, but you guys have gotten quite a bit of really cool stuff. And this doesn't even, oh no, it does have the functions, methods, parameters, expression statements, variable, constant, literal. Like there's some really good foundations to programming in this right here. So we've gotten a lot of good things. Look this over on your own time. And then we have some exercises here that you could do over the weekend, right? Go, like just these things. Listen to find the Go commands you've learned so far. So you'd say, go run, go build, go install, go get. Find a package for Gorilla sessions and take a screenshot. See if you can find that package on godoc.org. Work a little bit more with namespaces there. So we got through 5. And what's today? Tuesday, next Thursday, this Thursday. We'll pick up with 6, using libraries, 7, go build, install, import. And then there's a big review right there of everything. And then we have resources help, variadic, reading documentation. If you look at where does our code pick up, variadic. So we have a little bit of libraries here where we practice using a library, and then variadic where we'll start doing some of this stuff.
Where's that code from, Todd?
This is all of my Golang training, which you go get. If you go get it, you'll have it.
Okay.
And so this pretty much will, as you come across concepts, in the presentations, this parallels those presentations. But you're going to be doing stuff pretty soon, writing code, and feel free to look ahead. Anybody have any questions? How many people this is going well for you? Great. How many people you need some help? Cool. And how many people, if it's not quite working for you, chat with me afterwards. I saw the hands go up, but at any rate, if there's something you think that you need, let me know. And we could, do what we can to get everybody learning and using this stuff.